Hello, everybody. Thank you for watching. It's the American Doofus Show. Don't be a doofus. I'm your host, Barry Welsh, and please subscribe, hit the notification bell, hit the thumbs up for a like, and if you would leave a comment and consider sharing the episode, as this is about Israel and all eyes currently on Jerusalem and the conflict between the Israelis and the Palestinians as it continues to escalate. And those with biblical understanding know why all eyes are indeed on Jerusalem. This is a live look at the Damascus Gate of the old city, the walled city of Jerusalem, from the amphitheater. This has been the site of numerous confrontations, and we will check back in live in Jerusalem later on in this episode. Speaking of confrontations, this is what was happening in New York City as pro-Palestinian protesters met with counter-protesters with police in the middle. Again, this is New York City. So, indeed, all eyes are on the conflict. The entire world could possibly be impacted by what happens in Israel. Why? Well, because the three major monotheistic religions, Christianity, Judaism, and the faith of the Islam, are all centered in Jerusalem, the third holiest site in the Muslim faith. The Al-Aqsa Mosque sits upon Temple Mount, where the two previous Jewish temples sat. And of course, Christ was crucified in Jerusalem. So what impacts Jerusalem impacts the rest of the world. Well, why? Well, if something happens in Jerusalem of a serious nature and other countries start to get involved, then allies of other countries that get involved. And very suddenly we could be in World War III. And that's not hype, that is geopolitical analysis. So what is happening right now in Jerusalem? We go to a look at what has been going on thus far this evening, as it is. You see from the graphics, over 1,000 rockets have been fired from Gaza into various parts of Israel. This is the Iron Dome Israel defense system successfully intercepting rockets over Tel Aviv. Again, we've been monitoring this and all throughout the day, as there's a 7-hour time difference. And again, you see the defense again. This footage comes from roughly that number has risen. And watched this happen live just a few hours ago, right before evening, as the Sharuk Tower is taken down in 3 missile strikes over approximately 45 minutes. First missile strike from Israeli Defense Forces takes down, as you see, a portion of the building. Another missile comes in at the base and takes down a second portion of the building. That was about 10 minutes later. This is an edited view, and then the final portion is hit and begins to fully collapse, changing the skyline of Gaza City. And once again, we go back to the Damascus Gate, the gate to the original city of Jerusalem that has since expanded from the original walls built to protect those. This biblical, again, holy site for the 3 main monotheistic religions in the nation, or in the world, I'm sorry. All 3 believing in the same God, although different names called, and yet this ancient conflict between the Arab and the Jew stems from Esau and Jacob, the sons of Abraham in the Bible, as the descendants of Jacob became the nation, became the tribes of Israel, and the descendants of Esau became the populace of the Arab world. And again, so many things in common, yet things continue to divide. And I want to thank you for watching. As always, this is the American Doofus Show. Don't be a doofus. It's what's going on in that is a wrap up, a brief look, if you will, at what has been happening in Jerusalem and Tel Aviv and Israel, Gaza, throughout this day. I'm going to keep monitoring from here at the Doofus homestead. And if anything pops up, we'll pop back on live. Such a serious situation in Israel, and prayers for peace, because if this develops into a war in Israel, and neighboring countries get involved, and allies of those neighboring countries get involved, that's us. And we've got too much on our plate here at home that we need to be sorting out before we consider getting involved in major world conflicts, in my personal opinion. So we're going to keep an eye on what's going on in Israel as we keep one eye on Elizabeth City, North Carolina, and what is happening here in our own country. I love you all, sincerely do. Again, if you want to help keep the show going, it's $American Doofus, all one word, for the Cash App. If you want to email me, it is americandufus, all one word, at gmail.com. Hit the subscribe, hit the like, hit the share, leave a comment if you would, and hit the notification bell, because you never know when we're going to be going live, possibly later on this evening, as we continue to monitor what's happening, not only in our own backyard, in our own country, but throughout the world. It is the American Doofus Show. Don't be a doofus. It's a dark world. Spread some love. Be a light. I love you all. Be safe. Stay alive.